Inbox zero probably sounds like a complete fantasy to you. It used to be to me too. My inbox was this constant source of nagging stress. It was this digital to-do list created by other people that I could never ever conquer. Every morning would be the same. I'd either get to my desk or I'd open my laptop and I'd see this sea of messages and this wave of anxiety would just flood over me. I was paranoid about missing something important. I was terrified about dropping the ball. And I felt like I was just completely losing control of my entire workday before it had even started. I was wasting so many hours just trying to stay afloat, basically reacting to every single message instead of doing my real work. And I swear I tried every productivity system that had been recommended in all the top business books or by the bloggers or YouTubers, and they all kind of did the same thing. And they were actually more complex than they needed to be. And most of them actually slowed me down. It was this really cute little way of looking productive and everything seems to be there, but actually created more tasks, took more time, and added to my workload. And so my productivity didn't get helped by this, it instead slowed me down. I built a radically simple set of habits that absolutely changed everything for me. It's a system that lets me hit inbox zero every single day, not by working harder and not by creating all these complex folders malarkey that people do. It's purely just by being decisive. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact system I use so that you can stop drowning in emails and finally take back your day. So before we get into your daily routine, I want to start with two foundational habits. Now, if you don't get these right, then nothing is going to work. So listen carefully, please. First up, your inbox has just one job. And that one job is that it's a temporary processing station. Keyword being temporary. So that's it. It's not your to-do list, it's not your filing cabinet, and it's definitely not your reading library. And when you force your inbox to be all of these things, you create this massive swamp of mental clutter. And every time you open it, your brain has to rescan and reevaluate all of these messages, which just completely drains your brain of energy and leads to decision fatigue. And the second habit is the most life-changing, but you must be ruthless about it. And that is a zero notification policy. So turn them off, all of them, on your desktop, on your phone, everywhere. And if you've already felt some anxiety with me telling you this, I get it. I was there too. And when I first realized that this is the only way that I could be truly productive, I kind of freaked out. I thought, how on earth am I going to be reactive enough to my clients? I want to be super fast reactive so it'd be good communication. I thought, how on earth am I going to respond to team problems in a timely manner? Am I just going to be a bottleneck and delay the projects? However, I realized that email notifications are basically the enemy of focus. Now, research has actually shown that a tiny break in focus and distraction, say that email coming pinging in and you're looking in that corner and you see that email notification come in and you're sort of distracted for a second, that can actually disrupt your concentration for up to 20 minutes. So it can take you another 20 minutes to get back to that focus that you were before. So imagine doing that. You're never ever gonna be in a state of flow if you're constantly being distracted by those email notifications. So by killing the notifications, you then decide exactly when you check your inbox. And that means you're in control and not your inbox is in control. Don't get me wrong, this is gonna feel scary at first. You're definitely gonna get a little bit of FOMO, but if something's a true emergency, they're gonna call you, right? And so this is the single best way to get you back in the driving seat and you could feel in control. So, with all your notifications off, you're in a good place, and now you're gonna stop the flood at the source. So you're gonna get brutally honest with your inbox and you're gonna go on a mad unsubscribing rampage. So that newsletter that you haven't read in months, unsubscribe. That promotional email from a store that you bought something random from 2 years ago, unsubscribe. And you can even write to all these cold email lists and get your data removed from them I've been doing that recently. I've basically written to all those big databases where they sell your data, and I was getting so many cold emails. I wrote to them, asked them to remove my email address. Oh my God, my inbox has categorically reduced in volume by a shed load because I just don't get those cold emails coming through. Nowadays, cold emails has massively gone up in terms of a marketing strategy, and I was getting about 35 cold emails per day coming in. I've removed those now, none are coming in. So this step alone will already massively save time and get you to a really, really great place for your inbox. And now comes to the hard part. You have to stop randomly checking your emails. Instead, I want you to schedule proper email sessions. So I personally do 3 dedicated email sessions a day. I do 1 in the morning, first thing, I do 1 at lunchtime, and I do 1 in the evening just before I clock off for the evening. And I know a lot of people will tell you the reverse thing. They say never, ever, ever start your day with emails or low value tasks. You must start with creativity and you do something big and you eat that frog and all that other stuff, right? As I said, there's a million different productivity tools out there. You just have to do the right things for you. That stuff does not work for me. I am non-functional in the morning until I've had about perhaps 3 of these. Therefore, I cannot do all the kind of really creative stuff in the morning until I feel like I've got the energy and headspace to do so. Therefore, I actually put my low value tasks in the morning. I put my admin, I do my emails, I do things like that, and I'm able to get those things out the way, so therefore I don't have to brainstorm and do any strategic thinking. That's just me personally. It won't work for everyone. It might be the complete reverse, which is why you need to work out what works for you and schedule your emails so that it works for your day. It might be in between school runs for your kids pickup. You might be doing it on the way to go, you take someone to, I don't know, an appointment in the morning. I don't know what your schedule looks like, but you've got to organize your day so it's right for you. The key is to schedule it just like you would schedule any other meeting, and you would stick to it. And then outside of these windows, your app is closed. My notifications are off, my email is closed, and I don't check it until those windows. So during these sessions, the goal is to make a super quick decision on every single email. And I do this using a little twist on a classic productivity method that I've changed slightly, and let me tell you about it. So you may have heard about the classic 4 Ds of time management. That is do, defer, delegate, and delete. And I mean, people say it in different orders. It's basically from David Allen's classic Getting Stuff Done, and I should really do a review on that book actually soon. I think that's a classic book. But essentially, it's a classic time management technique, but I change it slightly differently for my email inbox management. So his stuff was obviously written a long time ago, and it was a great way of organising your folders back when email first started, I think, and that's when people became obsessed with folders. But I think now with modern day software and different apps that are available, I can streamline the system much quicker. And this is what I do. I basically have a system that's much simpler, and you don't need any complex folders. All you need is one simple feature, which I'm going to talk to you about, and that is the pin. So here's how my version of the 4 Ds technique works in a classic triage system. So first, I start with the delete part. So I know a lot of people love having archive folders, and I know some of my clients also have folders for every single one of their clients or different categories, and they put all their emails into those folders and everything's super organized, and they love doing this because they can easily find where their correspondence is. I found that this is not necessary. As I said, I believe your inbox should be this temporary place where you go check. Everything else should move to something more important, like your project management software. So my first step is delete. So in this stage, I'd be absolutely ruthless. I'm going to delete everything I don't want. And for you, you might want to archive something that you want to look at later. I don't do that. Like I said, I leave everything in my inbox. For me, the inbox is super searchable by keywords, by attachments, and your email addresses, so you can find everything you want. So I don't even need to do that. I delete anything I don't want. I unsubscribe of everything that I missed in the previous unsubscription bit, and I have cleared out everything straight away. So the second step is to do or delegate. So this is where another one of David Allen's classic rules comes in, and that is the infamous 2-minute rule. You may have heard it as like an anti-procrastination tool, but basically, if something could get done in under 2 minutes, then do it. So if you can fire off a quick response to a client in under 2 minutes, then do it. If you can delegate something to someone in under 2 minutes, do it. The idea is that doing these quick tasks helps you cut down the number of tasks you've got, and you get these quick wins without things piling up. And you may have seen in my previous emails that I absolutely love Spark emails. So I use the Spark app for all of my emails across my desktop, across my mobile, everything. And the reason why I love it so much is this bit of the task is even quicker. So for example, you can react to an email and you just do it with emoji and you don't need to do anything. You just click a button and people know you've got it and they respond to it and you're like, thumbs up, great. And then you can even tag a member of the team in. So I can assign it to a member of the team and say, you do this, or I can comment underneath and be like, at so-and-so, can you look at this, or can you send the client this? And I've managed to delegate those instantly in way under 2 minutes, and I've cleared out half of my inbox already. So the third one is to defer it. And I do this, like I said, by that simple tool is pinning. I think this is the most underestimated tool that people have in their inbox, but they never use. They're trying to do all these complicated systems, but pinning is the simplest. So I basically look at the task, anything I haven't deleted, anything I haven't delegated or done in under 2 minutes. So therefore I have to do it in over 2 minutes. I look at it and I just pin it. That's it. I don't do anything about it. I just pin it. Therefore, my inbox is now got a set of pins at the top of the inbox that I know that I need to do in a session later on that day, or the next morning is when I usually do my pinned emails. So that's your entire to-do list. It's clean, it's simple, and it's impossible to ignore. And therefore it makes your email sessions super duper focused. So for me, I spend the morning, like I said, I like to clear those off in the morning. So I spend the morning clearing off the pinned emails, and we'll come back to how I do that later. But then the next 2 sessions are just about clearing off the inbox and either doing those 4 Ds. So either delete them, I do or delegate, or I defer them. Simple. So if you're starting to see how a much simpler system can actually give you back so much more control of your day, then please do me a favour and hit that like button below. It really helps the show and will push out this video to more people who are also drowning in email. And if you're really serious about taking back your time, then please do hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss any more of my future videos. But let's get back to the 2-minute rule, because you've heard me mention it briefly, but I really do believe that this rule itself deserves a little bit more focus on its own. So the principle is simple. If you can get something done in under 2 minutes or less, then you do it right now. And it almost sounds too obvious, but the superpower is in the fact that it really does help beat procrastination. We all look at the small tasks like confirming a meeting or forwarding an invoice, and we think, oh, I'll do that later. But then later becomes this dumping ground of all your small tasks, and 2 minutes now turns into 30 minutes, and this 30-minute monster of a set of tasks becomes something that you're gonna do everything you can to avoid. So during your scheduled email sessions, you need to be a do-it-now machine. You are constantly scanning every single email, asking yourself, can this be done in under 2 minutes? So for example, what kind of tasks fit this 2-minute rule? So I'd say a simple reactive response. So basically a yes, a no, or got it, thanks. And then perhaps answering a question that you know the answer to immediately. So forwarding an email to the right person, i.e. delegating, or in my case, tagging the right person in Spark. Archiving, say, a receipt or a confirmation of something that you need later, or deleting junk, and probably more importantly, hitting that unsubscribe button. So all these tasks take under 2 minutes, and you should be doing those immediately every single time. Do it, archive the email, and move on. You'll be absolutely shocked at how much of your daily email can actually be managed just by this one simple rule. Also, every little task that you do complete, it builds momentum, and it gives you this sense of accomplishment, and it gives you more energy to be able to handle those bigger pinned tasks later on in your day. So once you have your core system all in place of basically unsubscribing, scheduling your sessions, and pinning your emails all in place, then there are a few more optional tactics that you could include to make your processes even more efficient if you like. So firstly, you can use templates or canned responses. So if you feel like you're answering very similar emails in the same sort of way, like politely declining something, or you're kind of having a stock response to something within your company, then you can create a template for that so you don't have to keep rewriting it over and over again. So most emails like Gmail and Outlook have this feature enabled, so you don't need to like create it and do anything fancy with it. It's all in there. So you just need to write your template, click template, and then you save loads of time this way. So secondly is the delay send feature. I love this, and I don't know why more people don't do it. So Like I said, I am not a morning person. I'm a bit of a night owl, so I actually love working in the evenings when it's much quieter and my head is just clearer. So sometimes then if I change my mind and I want to be able to do a bit of an email session in the evening, I can respond to emails late at night, but I then don't have to let my clients or the people I'm replying to know that I'm working 24/7, is what it feels like when they're doing that, and they will be able to receive them during office hours. And this kind of sets expectations and boundaries, and it also really works well when you're traveling. So for example, I go to Asia and America a lot, and obviously there's a big 8-hour time difference between either one of those, so I can schedule it to send during normal hours during UK time. Otherwise they're receiving emails at 4 in the morning, they're like, what is going on? So thirdly, for like those recurring low priority notifications that you actually can't unsubscribe from, for example, like notifications from your project management software, so that you have to kind of keep on top of it. So you can make a rule that basically automatically archives these, so they skip the inbox, and therefore you've got them if you ever need to refer back to them later, but they don't command any of your attention. And the fourth one is to integrate your email inbox with your project management software. And this one is an absolute game changer for me. As I said, I love Spark. I integrate it with both Notion and Asana. So therefore, if I do go through those pinned emails and I think, right, I need to be able to create a task, I can actually send those emails directly to Asana or to Notion and create a task in my project management software, so that it's all integrated with software that I actually use on a day-to-day basis with my team. And therefore this keeps me super duper organized. You can put it straight in a Kanban format or whatever you like to do, and therefore it's not just in your inbox as a separate thing, so you're forgetting your to-do list and all the deadlines you've got and how to interact with the current workload that you've got going on at the moment. So the last habit is the key to protecting your mental health. It's the end of day shutdown ritual. So for me, as I said, before I shut down for the day, I do one last quick triage of my email inbox. And the goal is simple, just to get to inbox zero. And as most people thought before this video, they thought that would be an impossible task. But as you know, it should only take a few minutes for you to just do those 4 Ds and pin those tasks that you can get to in the morning. So this way, you know that you've got this beautiful set of pinned tasks, which you can action in the morning, but you've got no things haunting your brain through the evening, so you can completely switch off, enjoy your evening with your loved ones, relax, don't do anything, and you've got a really nice clear to-do list to action first thing in the morning. And that's it. That's the whole system. So it's not about some really clever AI integration or magic app or really complex folders. It's about building a few simple but really powerful habits. So to recap, 1 is take control. Unsubscribe from everything that you don't need and turn off all notifications so that you are focused. So number 2 is schedule your time. Put in maybe 2 to 3 scheduled sessions a day and stick to those. So number 3 is use a simple system. So as I said, I like to have a modern day approach of the 4D system. So delete it, delegate it, do it if under 2 minutes, or defer it by pinning. So number 4 is to work your pins. So as I said, those deferred items become your pinned items. And all you need to do is work methodically through those during one of your scheduled focus sessions. Number 5 is end with a shutdown ritual. So finish every day with a clean slate to protect your peace of mind. So achieving inbox zero isn't about being perfect. It's about having a clear, simple system. By sticking to these habits, you turn your emails from a source of stress into a tool that actually serves you. You get your focus back, you clear out that mental clutter, and you finally get real control over your workday.